Hello, my name is Rochelle, and this is Embracing My Melanin. I know you guys are probably saying, girl, Heifer, where you been? Like, wasn't you supposed to give us a video on where you been? Well, let me explain that real quick, okay? I did the video on where I've been. I actually did 4 videos on where I've been, okay? And please excuse the 2 missing nails. Today's been a day, okay? But I digress. But anyway, where I've been. I did 4 videos on where I've been. The first 3 videos, I cried through those videos, okay? Because it was still very emotional or whatever. And then the last video, for some reason, I could not get this video to save so that I can upload it onto YouTube. And I'm like, okay, evidently it's too long or whatever. It's just acting up. So I'm just like, you know what? We're going to come do? We're going to come through. We're going to hurry up, make this video. I wanted to bring this video out before I brought any other video out because I have a couple of other videos, right? Already ready and in the chamber, right? So let me just go ahead and just rip off the Band-Aid. The number one reason why I did not come back to YouTube after the VIB sale video and all of that jazz, which was like April, May of last year. The reason why I didn't come back was because in July of last year, right when I was like, okay, I'm going to come back, I'm going to come back, I'm going to come back. Right around that time, in the middle of July, July 15th to be specific, my older sister, Lanisha, her name, we called her Nicole because that was her middle name, she passed away. And needless to say, last year was a trying year for a lot of people. And I was one of those in that number, okay? And for me, it was just the last thing that just toppled everything over. You know, it was like I forgot how the name of the game, is it Tetris? I forgot the name, but you know, you got the 3 over and then the 3 on top, and then you take one out and you put it on the top or whatever. That one was a thing that sent everything just toppling down, and I was just done. I was just done for the year. So and to top it all off, last year was just a crazy busy, busy year for me, and finding out some things that I found out, I questioned a lot of stuff in my life. Questioned a lot of things in my life. By my whole being last year, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, I was just, just on a roller coaster. It was just bad, and there was no self-care that I had in rotation that would have helped me get out of it. There was no meditation or prayer that I had in routine at the time that would have raised me, up, even outside of my sister passing away. I was just extremely burnt out from work, from life. I was done. I was extremely just done. So last year was just that year, from my younger sister getting married, and then she had her baby boy Asher. I'm gonna try my best to remember to put a picture of him up on the screen. He's just so precious. I love that little baby. He was born in October 29th. And my sister announced at the wedding that she was 3.5, 4 months pregnant. I'm like, girl. She was like, I don't know why I can't lose no weight. We know why now. He had a little bun in the oven. But yeah, the busyness was with that. That was the first wedding that I was in. And outside of when I get married, that's gonna be the last wedding that I'm gonna be in, because good God Almighty. Good God Almighty. And I know you guys are probably saying, "Oh my God, girl, you ain't got your face beat. Like, you ain't doing your makeup enough." I was like, you know what? No, for this particular video, because in the last videos, I did all that. On the last 4 videos, I did all that. But this time around, I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's just explain. Let's just get on out there and let's put on out there so we can get other content on out here, right? Because I do miss this channel. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I can't remember. I probably told you in the other 4 videos. But I do have another channel. It's totally different from this channel right here, which will be more makeup and lifestyle and reviews, and it's going to be a whole plethora of niches over here because I have a lot of things that I'm trying to like learn about myself at this point in time of my life. I am very much so like having to learn how to get out of survival mode, if that makes sense. For so long I've been surviving and not thriving. Surviving, or even if I did get some thriving in me, it still felt like I was just surviving. And I want to go from surviving and being in survival mode to just straight thriving and going forward. I'm right now really and truly just looking forward to what's to come and just learning more about me. I feel like I'm at this big grown age of, I'm not going to tell y'all, but I'm at this big grown age of and the things I know, it's like, okay, but what about the things I don't know? And I found myself the other day just asking myself, like, oh, what should I do to, when I do certain things and accomplish certain things in my life, what should I do to treat myself? And it doesn't have to be anything big. What should I do to treat myself? And I drew a complete blank on what I could do to treat myself. Like, what do I want? What do I like? And I drew a complete blank outside of me going to go get Starbucks. And that's nice. Don't get me wrong. We love our Starbeezies, right? But it would be nice to know just a little bit more. Just just to like be like, okay, well, why don't you go on a road trip? Why don't you buy this? Well, why don't you do this? Well, if you accomplish this, and this is what that accomplishment looks like, then treat yourself with this. And I drew a complete blank. Like, what does self-care look like to you outside of the outside of the you know treating yourself to some luxury, outside of makeup, outside of getting dressed, outside of doing your makeup and your hair and all that? And don't get me wrong, all of that is important if it makes you feel good, but the internal, what does that look like to me? What does that look like to me? And I could not answer it. I couldn't answer it, and it really bothered me that I couldn't answer it. So this coming year, I'm very much so on a self-discovery, like, a very much so self-discovery for within myself, because, and I'm not going to cry because I feel the tears bubbling up. I feel the tears bubbling up, y'all. I feel, and my counselor, because I am in counseling for several things, not just for my sister, for several things. I remember my counselor saying, like, your light is off. You have no light in you. Nothing that shines that will make people come to you, you know? And hearing that fully and understanding it and being a person that wants to be in a loving relationship and that wants to have a family and that wants so much for myself and my future, and just, even if I don't get married and have children and all that, I still have so much that I want for myself that I'm still going to have to build up that energy, build up that light that's within me to where I'm like, hey, I'm happy. Here we go. You know, I remember last year, I think it was last year, It was late 2022. I went to go see the Dance Theater of Harlem in in Charleston. I live in Savannah, and Charleston is a quick 2 hour drive from here. And I remember went to go see the Dance Theater of Harlem, and no, was it the Dance Theater of Harlem or was it Alvin Ailey? It was the Dance Theater of Harlem, and I went to that show, and I ended up sitting next to this older lady. She was in her 70s. And yeah, she was in her 70s because I remember she was older than my mother. And she was there by herself, and she was taken in the show, and she lived in New York. And so many years ago, I think it was back in the early 80s, she said she went to Paris by herself. Well, it was her and a friend. They went to Paris, saved up money for a year, went to Paris, and just lived there for like a few years. And she said she had the most amazing time there. And she's not married, she doesn't have any kids, she's living on her own, she's enjoying her life, she's traveling with abundance and going wherever she wants to do and having the most amazing time. And just talking to her was a complete another joy because I could see the light in her. I could see the vibrance in her. I think, like I said, I think she was in her early 70s. She was easily I think she was like 71. Yeah, I believe she was 71 because, like I said, she was older than my mother. My mother's in her early 60s. So seeing that in her, that light, that life, that light and that life in her, it just encouraged me so much because she just said, like, well, I I've had relationships, like, I'm happy with my nieces and nephews. I didn't necessarily want kids, so I'm happy with my life, and it's just me. I want to get to that point where I'm happy with my life, and if it's just me, it's just me. Now, I do want a husband. I do want babies. But if that doesn't happen, I know I need to be happy with just Rochelle. And Rochelle is seeking her happiness no matter what. No matter what. So like I'm coming back to this channel. Ooh, I shut the tripod. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I'm coming back to this channel slowly but surely. Usually I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do a video a week, yada, yada, boom, 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 boom. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself. I know that I want to put up videos slowly but surely, but I want to be consistent for my sake. And if I have to fall back, then I just have to fall back. But let me get on out of here. Guys, I thank you guys so much for watching. I actually got to go because I have a session with my counselor in just a few short moments. So I will see you guys later. Remember, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and guys, please stay safe out there. Like, the flu and everything is running around. I had the flu twice within 60 days. That's another thing that happened to me, why I didn't bring up my video back then. I had the flu in November, right before Thanksgiving, and I had the flu in January. I missed a week of work because of that flu. I thought it was COVID. I took a COVID test. It said, nope, no, this is original, 1995 flu, 2007 flu, but anyway, I thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye. And next time y'all see me, I'll have my face done. Just bye, y'all.